You know, I always say, like, doesn't matter what somebody does, like, because divine allowing that shit to happen within this space, right? So you gotta keep in mind, in this space, we all closed in. It's like some high orchestrated orchestra. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think about it like, yeah, divine let negative shit happens here, but it's only here. Every world that's created here is its own dimension, right? So it's its own dimension before it comes into fruition. In order to let evil be what it is, it has to be able to express itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be able to say why and what and all of this. It's like, you know, all the old TV shows, and the villain in the movie or the villain in the TV show, they be always monologuing, right? They be like, yo, this what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna take Batman and I'm gonna or I'm gonna do this, and like they always tell they plan, right? That's because they egotistical. So in this world, divine let things happen right in front of people. It's because everybody who is in that frequency is going to be drawn to that particular type of energy, right? So you have to set it out. It's like putting food on the table for flies to come. You know what I'm saying? When you get a chance to understand how divine is working for particular energies, you'll stop saying, "Damn, yo, why this happen all the time, or why this is going on all the time." It's a lot of energies that's been running amok through the culture for longer than existence. And it's hard to collect it all because it's down into the DNA, right? So that means it's like, think about a germ that go deeper than the epidermis. It just goes into the bloodstream, then finds its way to the DNA and attach itself. How do you get it out of the body until you let it play out to find out what it's doing so you can isolate it? And after it does it on its highest attribute, you can isolate the value of what that's doing and then remove it. But you're not going to do that until you get all the characteristic traits of that situation to show itself. And see, it's kind of like a catch-22. It's like it can't sit and be dormant, right? It can't sit and do nothing. So if it sit and do nothing, that means it's going to kill out its own self. So it's not going to serve its purpose, right? So automatically, while it feels as if nothing bothers it or nothing's stopping it or nothing is opposing it to its value, it's going to grow. It's going to grow, and it's going to do its natural nature towards the environment that's set by the Most High. So you got to understand, like, sometimes things just got to play out so you can see what a person's capable of. And that be the true science of everything in life. But, you know, you can't sit down and explain these things to individuals. You got to let it happen. It is what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about you. If you walk in the right path, you stand in line, then stay in line. That shit don't mean nothing. Stay in line. Do what you got to do. Anything else that's faltering to that value around those circumstances is going to have to go through that procession. So this is why you don't go indifferent to it. You don't be like, damn, why this, why that? Nah, it has to happen. It has to happen. That's the only way you can see what it is, right? So you let it be. You let that be. And trust and believe that divine is protecting you within this dome, a bubble in a bubble. We like Farushka dolls. You know what I'm saying? You're a bubble in 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 another bubble. And it seemed like we all the same because everything looked the same. But nah, these is dimensional aspects. I remember having the experience of what that even felt like. People telling you what's gonna happen and then nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Even if somebody know everything they need to know, it just don't go that way. Because divine don't let it go. That be a bubble in a bubble. Who gonna stop divine? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? All praise due to the Most High. It's just a fact. And when you know truly that divine is orchestrating, your mind can't simplify these values. You'll never think of stuff like this. You'll never say, oh, this must be what's going on, because the adrenaline rush in your body, the chemical format through your body when you're going through emotional concepts, it won't let you think of these things because you're in a chemical form. You're in a liquid form on the inside of you. So majority of the time, your mental is being controlled by the chemical aspect of how you feel, opposed to what you logically are thinking. You know what I'm saying? Your science get deep sometimes, and you can actually watch it. Like, that's why you need to learn so you can understand. So when you learn, you can actually watch the world move in certain ways. You can watch it. Like, yo, look at the world. You can see all the chemical imbalances taking place. And then watching the aggressiveness of those values, you can see lack thereof of who is even attached to a higher principle, a higher value, because of how well they're being pulled on that level of aggression physically. Look at the outtake. Look how lack of self-control you have by your response to individuals and how you move. That means you cannot formulate a mental capability of thinking correctly. So you just speak these individual ways to people. That doesn't show mentality, that shows weakness. It's supposed to be the height of mentality, the height of mind. How well are you working that for yourself to be pressed in certain situations? So then allowing divine to teach you through your own self actions, you gain self-control. Don't worry about what everybody else doing. Let them do what they do. Don't paint a story on how evil somebody is or what's up. Let that be. Let it be. As long as you're doing you, that's two different worlds. It's like saying I'm mixing oil and water. They won't mix no matter how much you shake it up together. They just won't go. You could try. It's not going to mix. They're two opposite compositions. Some metals won't melt together because they're two different compositions. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is in life. And when you become a strong version of a real value of a true composition, nothing's gonna make you mixing with the opposite circumstance. That's its own dimensional aspect. It'll bounce around, but it'll never come together. I ain't gonna hold you though. You already know the vibes. NAGA.